Hey everybody, welcome to Mid-America Dirt. I'm Skip, and I'm super pleased to be joined by Joe Long, Bryant, Arkansas. Joe, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on, Skip.
Yeah, man, thanks for being on. And take two, here we go.
Hey,
uh,
throw the first one away. Here we go.
I got you. I got you. It's been a fun day. So, man, tell me about yourself. How did you get started in racing?
Well, when I was a kid, my mom and dad, they would occasionally take us to the dirt track races, but I was probably 12 or 13, and a guy that was dating a girl in my neighborhood brought a dirt car over and was leaving it in her yard, and I went to helping him, and he's actually still racing today. His name's Arlen Stewart, and
Well,
uh, and I started helping him, and he's kind of where I got my start at.
okay. So you don't come from a racing family?
No,
Yeah,
no,
there's
I
not there's
started racing, and now my brother raced. He come along after I did, and raced, and it's a pretty neat deal. At I-30, I won the points championship, and I think it was called Hobby Stock back then. And then 5 years later, my brother won it, so it was pretty
okay.
neat.
That is pretty cool. So I guess I-30 was your home track.
It was for the longest, and then I guess it was around 2004 or five we started doing a little traveling in the modified. Really liked the track at Monticello. We'd go down there a little bit and started stretching out, doing some traveling, trying to get better.
I didn't even know there was a track down there. Is it still down there?
It is still down there. It's not an active racetrack.
Okay.
It got shut down due to some unfortunate incident that happened there, and then it was tried to reopen again, and then it just didn't have the support it should have had.
Yeah. What happened to I-30? I never heard what happened to I-30. Just car countdown or?
No, I mean, racing's tough nowadays, and Tracy did that for a lot of years, and I don't really know what the final decision was to sell. I know Pop was getting older, and her brother that helped her was own his things and businesses, and she was doing a lot of it herself, I guess, and
Just too
did
much.
that long enough that it's time for her to enjoy the. Yeah. But I guess
But
Tracy just she got to the point where she needed to enjoy life. I mean, she deserved it. She gave us a place to race for 25, 30 years.
yeah, is the track still there?
No, they have it's a rock field now with some fence around it. They're gonna make a car park junkyard out of it.
Okay.
But there's
Okay.
still, I mean, the memories will always be there.
Yeah. So you got started in hobby stocks.
I did. I was helping a guy, and he was getting out of it, and my wife at the time said, "Well, you work on them all the time. You might as well drive it." So I bought the car, and my brother bought the motor, and I drove it, and we just went from there. I got rookie of the year my first year, and then won the points championship my second year.
All right. And then came up through modifieds, and then when did you get into late models?
So I went from hobby stock to street stock to modified, and I got a chance to drive a late model. I think it was 2007 was the first time I drove one. I had been friends with a gentleman named Terry Henson for a long
I
time, and
I know his nephew.
Him and Johnny Nelson raced, and I delivered some fuel over there from Midstate Golf Cars. One, my only sponsor that's been with me my whole career, Bart Goodson, and Terry and Johnny set me down, asked me if I'd be interested in driving one of their late models, and 17, 18 years later, here we are.
I gotcha. I gotcha. So yeah, I know. I've seen his nephew with the
Yep.
same name up here in the U2 car
Yes,
up
sir.
in this part of the world a couple of times. I mean, he gets up here and runs now. So he came over to Thunderbird and did pretty good. So that's kind of neat, man. So you got into comp cams at some point, right?
Yeah, so when I first started racing, we raced the AMP series, and that went away within a year or two. And then you either drove to Greenville every week, or you went and run with Chris Ellis with Comp Cams. And Chris has always been a stand up guy and treated me and pretty much everybody else with great respect. So we went out and done that, and then I went on the road with Jack Sullivan for a little bit. We went and run the Hell Tour with him, and that series has gotten a little bit too big for my budget, so we have cut back from that and tried to do some of this steel block stuff where we can be a little more competitive.
Yeah. What series is it down there that you run right now?
Well, right now we haven't been running the series this year. We
Okay.
finished second to Jeff in the Legends Titan Late Model Series last year, and this year we were going to do more of a pick and choose schedule, and I want to race at Plumerville in May, on May 29th, and the next week I started getting sick and ill and having some health issues, and ended up missing 8 weeks. I had some fluid build up on my brain, and so I had to deal with them a little bit of health issues. So we've only really raced 4 times this year, but we've won 2 out of 4 races, so that's not bad.
Hey, 50% is pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean,
this
that's
weekend at Riverside killed my finish. We did have a 2.1 finish ratio, but I got tore up pretty good at West Memphis this weekend, so that hurt our finish episode.
So is that what are you racing with over there?
They called it the Facebook 30. They did a poll on Facebook of what the fans wanted to see, and they voted for steel block late models.
Okay.
And so he put up some good money and had 19 or 20 cars. He had a good car count.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
And West Memphis, so the Terry Henson and Larry Potter, the 2 people that I've driven for in my late model career, both raced over there for years and years.
Yeah.
So the Potter family that supports me greatly was excited to go over there, which I was too. I like that place, and we were
How is
quick
that
time
track?
It used to be a bad, fast racetrack. It's changed over the years, and it was pretty one groove the other night. We were quick time in qualifying and had to start on the bottom of the heat race, and it was top dominant. So it used to be real good, and it's hit or miss now. It'll be 2 wide racing, good racing, and sometimes it'll be single file.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get over there and see that. I'd like to get over there in Crowley's Ridge, Old Number 1, Riverside. I'd like to see some of those. What night did they race on?
Saturday night.
Man, they all race on Saturday night.
Everybody does. That's the deal.
I know it's you can't plan like a Friday trip to go down there and go see one on Friday night and go watch one on Saturday night. I mean, you're talking 3 different, at least 5 plus 6 hours for me at least to get over there and check it out, and that's tough.
It's tough for a one night deal.
Yeah. Have you been over here? Have you raced over here at Arrowhead?
I have not been there since it's got the new owners and the new improvements. I raced there probably 2008 or 9 with the AMP series. And even back then, it was a nice racetrack. So I seen pictures and watched videos and watched the comp race over there. And we want to get over there. Just hadn't got to make it yet.
Yeah, it is a nice place. So you're over there when it was just West Siloam, isn't that what they call it?
Right, West Siloam, Spain, yeah.
So what's your favorite track to run on, to drive on?
There's a bunch of them. We've been fortunate. We've been fortunate enough to go to some good racetracks. Texas Motor Speedway is a real nice facility. We raced at. We've been to Boone. Of course, that's top-notch facility. But probably around here, I'm gonna upset some people, but probably West Plains is probably my favorite track. Never want to race there, but I like the facility. I like the way they run things. Racetrack's always good and smooth. Um, that would probably be Fallard's. Diamond Park down in Murfreesboro is how that. Man, I've had a love for that racetrack for a lot of years. Won a lot of races down there back in the day, and really like that place too.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that's pretty nice. I had a guy on the show was, I think he said his grandpa was one of the original builders of that place, like Orchard Park
Nice.
or something like that is what it used to be called.
Yep. That's going way back. Yeah.
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 But
And of
yeah,
course,
I like to get
everybody
down there and
loves
see it.
Mooney, and everybody loves Mooney and Batesville, but we don't get to race there very much. Depending on how bad the cars tore up, we plan on going to the Topless.
Yeah,
If
I
it
want to hit
wasn't-
that too.
Are you going to be down there?
I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get down there to it. It just kind of depends. My first granddaughter, or grandbaby's coming here pretty, the next couple of weeks. So, it's
Oh,
going
yeah,
to be.
She needs to come early so you can make it to Batesville.
Yeah, I know.
Tell them to work on that.
I know. I have. I'm trying to get them to set that up for me. You know what I mean? Schedule that for me.
That's right. That's
But
right.
the facility on the Batesville, as far as watching a race for a fan, man, it'll get better than that. The
Yeah.
seating's awesome. You got an awesome view.
Yep.
I'll have to race on it. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen like what I'd call really good racing on it. But man, as far as watching the race, that's one of the best.
Oh yeah, there's not a bad seat in the house.
Yeah. Stretch your legs out a little bit. You're all
Yeah.
packed in there like a sardine. It's pretty nice.
I think my buddy Jeff's gonna go too, so we'll have two
Is
steel
he?
blocks there anyway.
Heck yeah. How's that going to work for you? Is it going to make a huge difference
Oh yeah.
on how? Yeah.
Well, see, so like we give up. I don't want to tell motor secrets, but I'll say this: Jeff probably gives up 200 horsepower to those guys, which I probably give up 230, 240. And it really hurts us in qualifying.
Okay.
Now, once the track slicks up, they'll put restrictors in their motors and restrict it down to 700, 750 horsepower, which is what we got. So it's once the track slicks up, we'll be fine. And I'm a firm believer that these cars turn better on the gas with a steel motor in them. So if we can get in, we'll be fine.
Okay. Now, why did they restrict those on the slick track to keep better traction, to keep from?
Keep wheel spin down. Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, it always seems like that track gets, it's pretty black by the end of the race. It seems like.
Yeah, it's hard to prepare a racetrack for 100 laps.
Yeah, I guess it is probably. I've noticed some places, they're just, I don't want to say, but some, they're watering it a lot. Like they've got a water truck running around it, like in between each race, shooting some water
Right.
down on those places. And I don't
Well,
know.
them tracks
Does
up
that
there
make?
them tracks up there in the Midwest, they'll stop the show and work the racetrack. They got the equipment to do it and the people to do it. Around here, sometimes they'll water it, before the feature and let you roll it in or whatever. I don't know that it helps it any. It usually blows off pretty quick. Once a racetrack's hard and black, it's hard and black.
Yeah, but I'm with you. West Plains and Batesville, that's where I grew up watching races. So, and flipping. Do you ever race at flipping?
Yeah, I've been to flipping a few times.
How you like flipping? I hear it's a paper clip.
It is. The last time I was up there in the late model, we raced more through the infield than we did on the racetrack because there's a little more traction in the infield. But it's that was a comp show.
They had a comp show of flipping?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really? I'll be down now.
They that place up there, they've been a pillar in their community for a lot of years. That they
Oh
have a
yeah.
lot of good racing up there. For us, man, it's so difficult to get there. There's really no easy way to get there.
No, there's not.
Um, there's a lot of talented race car drivers in Flipping. I'm gonna go on and tell you that
Yeah,
some
man,
of them will
I
come
do.
race with us, and Kenyon, Heath Davenport, them guys, they're no slouches when they come race with us, and that's their home track. So
Yeah. Yeah, man. I used to watch, I mean, like I told people on the show before, I used to watch Fry and Moyer and, all those guys race on that back in the day. I guess
yeah,
MLRA races maybe or something like that when it first started out.
Abbott, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought there were some of those that used to come around. I'd
Yeah,
ask somebody about that, but I think I remember having champion races coming around here.
long time ago. We're
Yeah.
showing our
They,
age now.
I hear you. They used to pay pretty good too. That's what, I mean, they draw in some folks.
They drove some cars, yes sir.
Yeah. So, what's you got to have some racing stories. What's
Oh
your,
man, I,
give
I
me
got I
one,
got
give
all
me your, give me your top, at least top racing story.
man.
You don't have to name any names or anything, but you can tell me what
So
you think it sticks in your mind.
so I'll tell you, I have a bunch of friends. I have a bunch of acquaintances in racing, but one of my best friends in racing, I met because we'd had a little dust up on the racetrack, and after the races, his daddy grabbed me by my neck and him by his neck, and he told me and him both. He said, if y'all get y'all's act together, y'all might can make something. And his daddy wasn't anybody you wanted on your bad side.
Yeah.
And to this day, me and him are pretty good buddies. I had a pretty bad wreck at West Memphis, and he was on the phone with me Sunday morning, make sure I was okay and all that.
That's
And
cool.
that's like one of my best acquaintances right now in racing. I'm in late model racing. I met, he run over me at the scales at Plummerville because he was mad, and he was mad that I got into him a little bit on the rough racetrack, and to not to take nothing away from him, he had been roughed up the last couple of weeks, not by me but by other people, and
Yeah.
we did get together, and then later in the weekend I seen him a video somebody posted, and he could see where I'd lifted twice for him and before we got together. And he called me, and now we're pretty good buddies. We talk about every other day or so, but it all worked out. But if
Man,
I hadn't,
I just don't see him getting that mad. He just doesn't seem. If you're just talking to him, he doesn't seem like somebody get that upset. You know what I mean?
well, he normally wouldn't, but I'm gonna tell you, you won't find a better racing family than his. We were
I hear you.
so me and his little boy is pretty close. I really like his little boy a bunch. But we were at Murfreesboro at the end of the year at Thanksgiving, and it was cold. And his little kids were selling hot chocolate and hot dogs. And I told him I didn't want one till after the races, because I didn't know how that hot chocolate would affect my driving. So
Yeah.
after the races, boy, they was right there, and they turned me on to a salted caramel hot chocolate. And I'm gonna tell you, my girlfriend had to get on the internet and find me where we could get it at, because
Yeah.
they made me a
That
believer
good?
out of it. But just super good family, and yeah, he normally you wouldn't think you could make him mad if you slapped him with a switch, but apparently if you run
He-
over him, he gets a little upset. That's what I told him the other day. He come back from the beach the other day, and I texted him and told him if he come to West Memphis, I promise I wouldn't run over him. But he didn't want to come anyway. He said it's too far to drive.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So what's up? What's your plans? Are you going to be racing it anytime here soon, or?
Well, we plan on going to the Topless.
Okay.
And there's I think I looked on the schedule, and I was talking. Jeff runs more of that Oklahoma Sooner Series stuff
Right.
than I do. It's a little closer to him than it is for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to looking at the schedule, and there's a couple races that I want to try to hit over there. And but I'm gonna tell you, anybody that knows me will tell you about the 1st of September I become extinct. That's about time we move in at deer camp and start
Okay.
working down there and all that. So my girlfriend will be happy that racing's over, but then she's got to deal with the deer season. So
Right back into deer season, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good time though. But no, we're gonna go the topless, providing the car isn't tore up too bad. And then I can't think of the name of the track over there in Oklahoma we want to go run with the Sooner Series. And then
Is it way out there, or is it here pretty close?
It wasn't too far over in there.
Is it Creek County?
It might be Creek County. I think.
I like that little track.
And then of course the Sooner Titan Series race at Tri-State. We want to try to make that. And then we'll play it by ear after that.
Everybody keeps telling me I need to go to the Spooker down there at Tri-State. You ever been to the Spooker?
Years and years ago, I did. I drove a street stock there for a guy named Mike Ellis. That's a pretty good race. They draw a lot of cars. They draw a lot of cars to that race usually. That's usually their big race of the year. We support. I don't think I've ever been there in a late model. I went there in the street stock, and I think I've been there in a modified one time.
Okay.
So
how about this one? How about Crawford County? I just went there Friday night. I love that place. That is old school. That's old school awesome down there at that place.
So I have a love-hate relationship with Crawford County. The first time I ever went to Crawford County, both times been in a late model. I run second to John Kirby or Dwayne Hottinger. One of them two won it, and I run second. And the last time I went there, not this year, but last year, I needed 2 wreckers to get my car back to the trailer. So
yeah.
we have a love-hate relationship with that place. But
they say people down there say they say you have to know. Everybody told me, everybody driver I talked to, they say you have to know how to set up your car to run right on that track. And I guess you don't have a lot of room, if there's some kind of mess up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It gets pretty narrowed up getting into 3 and 4, and that's what will happen with us. We just run up on the car too fast, and had to take evasive action, and the wall doesn't move real good. It wasn't for lack of effort, but it didn't budge.
Yeah. I don't have to drive on them.
I hate to stop you mid-interview. It's about 8:00, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a little bit after.
Okay, so folks, this is why you need to watch Skip and this podcast. This is the latest and greatest of everything you get. Skip brings it to you first class right now at 8:00 on the Area 51 Suspensions Facebook page. Now, I know this is going to air down the deal and it'll be out, but you heard it here first. There is a brand new late model series starting up in Arkansas. Steel blocks. I think they're going to call it Southern Steel Late Models. They've already got a schedule for next year. They went live. They wanted me to be on their live tonight, but I was already committed to this deal, and I really wanted to do this deal. So Southern Steel Late Models is coming in 2026 to Arkansas. I know right now they already have 12 races lined up. I'm not going to share a whole bunch of details because that's their thing to do. But it's going to be something to watch, and it's going to be something exciting for late model fans in Arkansas.
That is awesome. Southern Steel Series?
Southern Steel late models, I believe, is what they're going to call it. That's
Southern
what they were
Steel
telling me a while ago.
Have they got a
If you're
page
on,
up or anything yet?
I don't think they do yet. If you're on your phone, go to Area 51 Suspensions, and they're
Okay.
live right now announcing it.
Okay. Suspensions. Well, man, that's super awesome.
That is pretty good.
I-
I told
You
you.
gonna run it?
Um, so I'm not a very good points racer. I've won a couple points
I've heard that
championships
a
in my
lot.
life. I'm not. We did the deal last year. I basically ran the whole points deal last year to keep Jeff honest.
Yes, and
I
You're
couldn't
right.
down if you're on a crate, you got to run a 7,000.
There
Yeah.
they are.
Or this
Yep.
cubic inch of that. Everybody
That's pretty cool.
same shit.
See, that's why you got to watch Skip at Mid America Dirt right there. You get the latest.
Well, man, now I feel bad. You should have told me about that. We could have.
That's
I mean,
fine.
we could have
No, I'd rather-
rescheduled.
hey, they got that handled. I'd rather do this. But you were talking about greatest. I've been thinking while I've been talking, and I know people don't think I can multitask, but I can. You're talking about my greatest racing memory.
Yeah.
So you remember back in the day, I had a racing buddy named Matt Sturch. He
Okay.
raced a lot at BB, and then he raced at Plummerville at Batesville.
BB
and,
had a racetrack.
Yeah, BB had a racetrack.
I did not know that. You're breaking all kind of news on here for me.
Yeah, BB.
I didn't know, baby.
BB. It was small, sandy. Man, was it fun! It
be
really
daggone.
was the driver's racetrack, and it had a lot of fun. We had a lot of
I
fun.
went to school down there at BB. When did that close down? I didn't even.
Man, it's
Recently?
probably it probably closed 18, 20 years ago. Probably.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, I
been
went
closed.
down there to ASU BB for a while. I mean, I didn't even know there was a track down there.
Yep, right off the interstate. Sure is.
I'll be daggone.
In fact, if you get off at exit 31, it's got a late model up on a pole, and it's still there. Yep,
Yes.
the guy that owns, I think, Stallions Trucking owns all that property.
Yep. I know exactly where you're talking about now. Yep.
But Matt Sturch, he had won a bunch of races at BB and won a bunch of races at Batesville. And anyway, he lost his life, and they had a memorial race. And the last time that memorial race was held at BB, I was fortunate enough to win it. Now, it was not
Oh,
my
man, that
biggest.
is cool.
It paid, I think, $2,000, $1,500. Wasn't my biggest payday, but it was the most memorable one. Trophy's real cool. I still have the check and the trophy. Of course, you know we don't throw those away, but
Yeah, that's awesome,
that's
man.
probably the most memorable win. Other than my first one, you know, your first one's always the best. But
Yeah.
that's probably the most memorable one.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. The steel block thing. Who's starting that? Somebody you know? Can you name them, or is that something that's still got to stay under?
No,
under
by
wraps?
the time this airs, it'll be out. So there's a racer out of West Memphis area. He actually lives, I think, in Olive Branch, Mississippi. His name's Mike Carr. His son is actually doing it.
Okay.
Michael has started it and really is running full bore with it. He, from what I understand, already has some good sponsors on board and is trying to, like I said, they've already got a good schedule, but he's trying, to get a little bit more. And the good thing about it is it's racers supporting racers. You
Okay.
know, they grew up racing. I raced with Mike Carr Saturday night at West Memphis.
Okay.
So I'm not saying it's any better than anything we got going on right now. It's just going to give options
Right.
to where, like what we got right now, you may race once a month, once every 3 weeks. Well, if you got 2 series going, you might have the opportunity to run every week.
Yeah.
So
that is cool. If they could, yeah, that would be
It's-
cool.
Got options. That's as a racer, that's all you can ask for.
Let me ask you this question. So, my wife asked me this the other day. She's like, "Why are there so many modifieds?" And I said, "Well, used to back when I first started racing, there were almost that many late models. And so, late models get so expensive that the modifieds just blew up, or what?"
Well, there must be a lot of modifieds in your area because there's not a whole lot of them here.
Really?
No, when I started racing modifieds in 2003 or so, of course at I-30, there was 40, 45 cars every night on a weekly show. I think the local tracks around here get about 7 or 8 now. They don't get a whole bunch.
I'll be daggone.
And now the bad thing is there's so many different. You have USRA, Midwest, IMCA.
Midwest. Yeah.
You have so many different. And I hadn't been in a modified in years, so I couldn't speak on what the differences are.
Yeah.
But there's so many different versions now that they don't get many.
Now, like if somebody wanted to, I mean, can you get into a steel block late model pretty economically compared to, other classes, or, I mean, is it still really expensive?
Everything about racing Skip's really expensive.
I know.
I don't care if you're in a factory stock. Hey, look,
give me some hope.
I know a guy that built a brand new factory stock this year. He got over $30,000 in a factory stock.
I've heard they can get up to 40.
So, in a steel block late model, the guy that won it at West Memphis was an $800 car off Facebook Marketplace. Now, are you going to go out and win every week in an $800 car off Marketplace? Probably not. There's a lot of factors that added in there. But getting into a steel block late model is as economical as any of it. I mean, it's all really expensive. It's what you want to do, If
That's
you
how much you want to spend, I guess, right?
Yep.
So the steel block, what is it? Is it the 525? Am I right on that?
No, 525 is aluminum.
Oh, okay. I thought that was 525 steel block.
I think 525 is aluminum, but
Okay.
I only know one person that's ever run one of them, so I'm not 100% for sure. But there's some people running the 604 crate motor, which is steel block, aluminum heads. I run Mopar. Everything in my race car is Dodge, but we're on a steel block.
Like a 360.
It's 360. Well, my block started out as a 318, but 360, 340, 318. But yeah, my block started as a 318, and got aluminum heads. There was a guy last year that took his hobby car motor and put a solid lift cam in it and put it in a steel block late model. And I had a little trouble at Centerville, and I drove that car and run fourth in it.
Yeah,
So
I've heard of that happening a lot.
You
Factory
can
stock,
be
motors
competitive.
going.
Yeah, it doesn't take on a normal night. It doesn't take a lot of motor.
And I guess like you said earlier, and qualifying on those big tracks is really when it probably gets you, right?
And see, what we do, we normally don't qualify. We'll draw appeal for starting spot.
Okay.
Up until Saturday night, I've always been horrible at qualifying. I couldn't qualify to save my life. And then I go to West Memphis and set quick time. So
That's
I can't
awesome.
say I'm not good at qualifying anymore. But in the past, I have not been very good at it. So I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of qualifying for two reasons. One, it's boring for the fans to watch. It burns the racetrack up. And then on a good racetrack, the guy that sets fast time starts on the pole, normally wins the heat race, starts on the pole of the feature. It's boring for a fan. You know, they want to see Jeff or Eric Perry or myself, come from the third row and have to earn it. They don't want us to start on the pole and run off with it. They want to see some action. So that's why I'm not a fan of qualifying.
Yeah, I've seen that pill draw stuff over here. And I didn't know, but think it's Kirby told me. He said that's the way they always used to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Back in the day, old school stuff. So, let me
I'm
ask you
a
this
believer
question:
that's how it should be now.
How much does your car weigh? I know, like 2350. That's like Supers, right? Like to that.
Well, 2350 is what we have to weigh, or 2300, somewhere in there.
Okay.
But I'm not the skinniest driver, and the Mopar blocks are a little heavier than Chevrolet. I think my car, when I went across scales at West Memphis, my car weighed 2413.
Okay.
So it's a little heavy, but so am I. So,
but not a lot of difference though in between those steel blocks then and the Supers. Which is that a lot of difference?
So
Performance wise,
really, the car, suspension, shocks, wheels, tires, all that's the same. It's just the motor and
right, the block.
Yep. They run all aluminum, which I have super motors, but I hadn't run one in a couple of years because we don't do that anymore. But you run an oil tank with a gallon of oil, 5 or 6 gallons of oil in it, and an aluminum block, and which it makes a big difference. The horsepower difference, the weight ratio difference. But I'm gonna tell you, this steel block stuff's pretty fun.
Man, yeah. I mean, I'd like to get down there and see it. I'm excited about what you said. I'd like to get with those guys here, started that series, and see if I can, come down there and hang a little bit at some of the races. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I'll get you in touch with them. They're
Sounds
just
good, man. I'd like to
country
check
boys
that out.
like us.
I'd like to check that out. So you're still doing pick and choose as far as you know here in the near future.
For the rest of this year, for sure. I don't like running for points. Running for points takes all the fun out of racing for me, because you have to plan your life. Well, you got to plan your life around.
Being there.
If they have 15 races, you plan your life around those 15 races. Well, look, I thought the racetrack couldn't open the gate if I wasn't there. Like, they couldn't race if I was not in line to go in that gate. As I get older, I like my girlfriend and I and family like to go float to Buffalo. We like to go camping. So there's other things that, as I realize racetracks can survive without me, that I like to go do. But the points racing, you have to make them. So, like last year, I was running for Titan points. There was other races I would love to have went and raced at, some comp shows and all that. But it was the week before a Titans race, and I couldn't take the chance to go race and get my car tore up,
messed up,
and not be at the Titans race. So we missed out on a lot because we don't have a lot of help. There's me and my buddy Jeff. His mom supplies the motors for us, which Jeff builds them, and he's pretty much my only, I won't say full-time help, but if I go to the racetrack, Jeff's there or I don't go. He's my man. He takes care of me really good, and I don't work on a race car at the racetrack unless I do something stupid and tear it up. Like I knocked a spoiler off of it timing in the other night at West Memphis, so I had to beat that out. But other than that, he really takes care of things. But we don't have the manpower. He works 60 hours a week. I work 60 or 70. So we can't race every weekend.
Right.
That's why I don't points race.
There you are.
Yep.
Well, man, Joe, I've had you on here for going on an hour.
Well, we had breaking news.
We did have breaking news, and we also had like breaking internet service, didn't we?
Well, we could have left that out. We weren't going to tell nobody that your internet crashed.
Oh man, I'm telling you what. It's always something. Well, hey, you ain't the first one it happened to. I remember when Chris Willhite was on here. He was the first guy that came on the show. We had all kind of problems. I mean, all kind of problems trying to get that thing recorded.
Hey, this went smoothly. I didn't even know you were gone. I was still talking till you called me. So I was having a
You're
good time
froze.
without you.
You're froze over there. I'm like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah, I was having a good time by myself.
There's no telling what I missed.
Oh, there ain't no.
But hey, do you have any
Okay.
sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, man. Like I said a while ago, Bart Goodson at Midstate Golf Cars. He has been with me since day one. He is and you know, he's always took good care of me. And like I said, with my little brain injury, and any injury to my brain is little. I just want to say that he has always took good care of me and always been there for me. He's one of them 3 a.m. friends. If I need help at 3 a.m., he's going to answer the phone and come take care of me. So I really want to give Bart Goodson and Midstate Golf Cars a big shout out. Jeff and Judy Potter, like I said, Miss Potter, which is Larry Potter's wife, she supplies the motors in our car, and Jeff builds them. My car stays at their house. They are really good folks and take really good care of me, and without her, I couldn't race. The Thompson family, they're a big supporter of ours. They help us get up and down the road and buy us tires and fuel and stuff. Eki Harrison at DCR Racing Products, he's the one I spoke of earlier. His daddy lined us out about 25 years ago, and now we're real good buddies, and in fact, at some point, he's probably going to be my brother-in-law. So
Okay.
we're a real good tight knit family, and Tim Baker. Man, I couldn't say enough about Tim Baker. So the car that I'm in now was Tim Baker's car, and I broke a motor 2 years ago at Batesville, and called Tim, and Tim was trying to get his business going and get started, didn't have time to race. Called me, said, man, just come get my car and race it ever how long you need it. And I still got it.
That's awesome.
I have finally about got Tim paid off to buy the car, so I almost own all of it. But Tim is he owns West End Garage in Little Rock, and my truck broke down. Tim's gave me trucks to drive. Like, he really takes care of me. Cannot say enough good things about Tim Baker. My graphics is Corey Brashears at 92 Graphics. He keeps my car looking sharp, and he's always first one to congratulate me on a win or check on me if we have a bad night. And I'm sure I forgot some people, but I've had many of good people support me. You know, this is my 26th year racing, I think. So I made a lot of friends, met a lot of people over the years, and everybody who has helped me in any way. I don't care if you gave me $5, bought me a cheeseburger. I couldn't be here without them.
Yeah, I hear you. Now listen, I didn't ask you this. What kind of car are you running, chassis wise?
It's a Rocket.
Okay. And is that, have you always run Rockets? Is that?
Yeah, I believe so. Well, for the most part, when I first started driving for Terry, I was in his GRT car, and then about halfway through the year, we swapped, and I got in his Rocket, and I've been in Rockets ever since.
Okay. All right. Well, man, Joe, thanks for coming on here, man. This has been a
Man, I
blast.
appreciate you having me. Oh, it's always a blast. I love listening to your podcast. I was super excited when I got the invite to come on.
Yeah, man. I'm glad Jeff told you to, man. Or told me about you. I mean, that's awesome. That's how I like hearing about.
Yeah,
that's how I like hearing about
Jeff
people,
would have
man.
told you about me, after he running over me. I'm just kidding. He knew I was going to give him a hard time.
Oh, man, yeah. I like that crew there, man. But, yeah, man, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it, and hope to see you down at the Topless.
Yes, sir. Come see us.
All right. Thank you, man. Hey, let me ask you a question, though. Hey, whoa. Don't go anywhere yet.
Whoa.
How awesome is it to drive a race car?
Man, that growing up, that's all I ever wanted to do was drive a race car. and I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of times in this August and July 120-degree heat index days where it's more of a job than it is a hobby. But when you pull on that racetrack and close that face shield, there's no adrenaline like it. I say that I've never done drugs and anything like that, but I'm gonna say that that's the highest of highs. When you close that face shield and go to high gear and you're coming to the green, there's nothing like it.
That's awesome.
When I quit getting them jitters coming to the green, I'll quit racing.
All right, man. Good answer. Good answer. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
We'll see you, buddy.